Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome to those of you who are seasoned veterans. And what we do around here, is we bring about conversations about coaching and life-related topics, emotional awareness and mastery, all sorts of cool things. We've got over 490 audios available. Going to have 500 this weekend, so that's a milestone. Would love to have more subscribers. Please subscribe if you're not already, or share this with people that you feel may benefit from subscription. If you are looking for the opportunity to work with a coach on relationships, business, or life and/or entertainment-related matters, please feel free to reach out. I work with people all over the U.S. and all over North America, and I'd love to add you to that list of folks. There's two ways to get in contact: at PO Perception on Twitter, and or you can send a message through my website, which is available in the About Me section of the things here on YouTube. Until we kind of get to that level, let me give you this information. And this is a conversation that's uncomfortable but useful. Ways to know if you're being lied to. So, unfortunately, the transparency of most people, especially in Western society, but worldwide really, is in question a lot of the time. And there's a number of reasons people lie. It's self-protection, it's avoiding conflict, it's not wanting to cause pain, it's a whole bunch of things. But there's about 6 or 7 things I want to go through here. The first is a person who is lying is more likely to be fidgety. They're uncomfortable in their own skin. They kind of look and seem like they are kind of moving in a direction that's kind of always in motion. So their hands are fidgeting. They're rocking back and forth on their feet. They're maybe hands in their pockets. Their eyes are moving kind of shifty. They're making ticks like opening and closing a fist. But there's a lot of physical motion around a person who's lying. It's because there's a certain level of nervous energy that goes along with telling a lie, because you don't know if someone's buying the lie. You don't know if someone's believing what you're saying. And so at the end of the day, the motion is a sign of their internal agitation needing to come out in the form of energy, and that's one contributing factor. The next is level of eye contact. Either they're staring right at you and trying to stare a hole through you to see if you're taking them seriously, or they're kind of avoiding eye contact, which is usually the most common sign of someone who's being dishonest. They're kind of, saying this or that, and it's uncomfortable. It's there. It's you know they won't look you directly in the eye, or they look away, or they look down, or they're kind of looking past you over your shoulder. But their eye contact is kept to a minimum just to make sure you're engaged in the conversation, but never enough that you can kind of get a read on their intentions or kind of read into their thoughts, feelings, or emotions based on their body language. The next is a change in their voice. A person who is being honest is going to have a cadence that's relaxed and calm, kind of like you're taking a short stroll or walk through the woods or on the beach. A person who's lying may take long pauses in a conversation, and that would be more in kind of like trying to continue to lie in their own head before they speak, or they're going to rush through the conversation, maybe saying things that if you were to pick them apart more directly, you might go, "Hey, that doesn't make sense," and "Hey, that doesn't make sense." And so basically their speed is either going to be really quick or slower than normal. Either way, on both sides of the spectrum, the goal is to take you away from your ability to investigate what they're saying and kind of ferret out, some of the dishonesty from it. The next is they'll repeat phrases or words. It's almost like looking for validation that you're believing what they're saying, but also they may struggle to know the right thing to say, the right time to say it, and so they're kind of looking for ways to fill silence because they think that silence is going to lead to you coming up with questions that they don't have answers for. So if they're repeating the same phrases or same words, number one, they're trying to convince you. Number two, they're trying to fill silence so that you don't have enough time to kind of think through the things that don't make sense. The next is their answers are short and concise. a person who is being dishonest is going to give you yes or no answers, answers that are 2 to 5 words long. They're not going to give explanations, because when you're telling a lie, the more involved the explanation, the more you have to remember, for one, and number two, the more you have to kind of build on it. If you give tight, concise answers, then you're kind of cutting the conversation off. By cutting the conversation off, which is the next thing in line anyway, which is ending the conversation. A person who is lying is going to look for outs of the conversation. If they're going to continue conversing with a person that they're being dishonest with, they're going to look for ways to eliminate conflict and change subject a lot, or kind of vacillate between subjects, so that, again, that focus on the dishonesty isn't brought forward. The last in the things in that particular line is, you're if they can't end the conversation, they're gonna basically avoid any conflict within the conversation. The next is your gut instinct. Your instincts virtually never will steer you wrong if you pay attention to them. The trouble is, your gut instincts, your intuition, they're there for you all the time, but many of us, most of us as a matter of fact, have a desire to believe the other person more than our desire to protect ourselves. And so we ignore our gut intuition more than we should. And when we ignore our gut intuition, usually it doesn't end well. But most of us, by let's say early 20s, have been through the vast majority of situations we're going to face. Not every circumstance, but situations emotionally, we've been through 80 to 90% of them. And so we kind of have a frame of reference intuitively about what someone's motive might be, or the kind of a behind the scenes factor of things we may be missing. And if we pay attention, we can protect ourselves. But most often we don't want to pay attention, we just want to believe. And so that becomes problematic. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.